Hello everybody, on this sunny day we are heading down on 25A and our destination for today is Stony Brook Village. It's a very quaint and historic little village that has a lot of things to discover here. In my opinion, it doesn't get enough exposure as much as some other destinations, but there are definitely a lot of things to see here, and I think it's definitely worth the trip. This village was first settled in the late 17th century, and a lot of the buildings around the village are still original. You actually see little signs on those buildings that give the date when they were actually built. This inlet definitely looks much better in the high tide. On the left side there's a little gazebo that you can see probably in the distance, and that'll be our first destination for today, the statue of Hercules. This anchor is actually from USS Ohio. This figurehead is actually from USS Ohio as well. The ship was built in Brooklyn Navy Yard in 1820 and dismantled in late 1880s in Greenport. Behind the Hercules sits the whaleboat used during the Parry expedition to the North Pole. The Stony Brook area was actually included in the purchase of 1655 from Native American tribe. It was pretty much remote throughout the 18th century until 1970s, until Long Island Railroad reached Stony Brook, so they had a direct train from New York City to Stony Brook. 1939, local businessman Ward Melville started transforming the village into this and building shops and buildings with New England charm. Oh look, even the Spider-Man shop's here. Even though this village might not be as large as some of the other villages, but it does have a lot of charm and unique architecture. As a centerpiece of the village, he built this post office, which was built in 1941. The eagle actually flops the wings every hour, which we didn't catch this time, but we will definitely got to come back and try to film that. Towards the end of the main street is a fire department. I think the post office looks even better from a distance. right across from the post office is the Jazz Loft. This historic building is a museum and the actual jazz club. I haven't been there myself, but I've heard there's a lot of good performances happening there and exhibitions. And right next to it is the Three Village Inn, which is a historic restaurant with 250-seat capacity. So it does include restaurant and tavern and hotel. And I think another cool thing about it, they have those little cottages there, which I've never been in myself, but it looks really cool from a distance. More down the road is All Souls Episcopal Church. The present church was erected in 1889 from the plans and direction of architect Stanford White. Just down the road is Stony Brook Grist Mill, which is the existing one. It was actually built in 1754, but the site itself was established in 1669. To build the dam to ensure that they actually have enough water going to the wheel of the grist mill. So as a result of that, actually the pond was created.
Yeah, there's no nails in the construction. Really? Yes. So it's like a Dutch construction. But these outside features we see, the wheel and the sluice box and shingles, those are new. And that's called a sluice box. This is an overshot mill because the water falls over the wheel. So there's a tunnel that goes. Those beams I was speaking of, American white oak, all hand-hewn by an axe and a chisel. Wow. Yeah. So this is a very old piece of more modern machinery. This is a grinder, like a wood chipper. There's metal teeth in here. Yeah. And somebody explained to me that they would make animal feed here because the grist, you don't get flour from it, you have grist, so they would sell the grist as animal feed, right. And they would want bone in that animal. There's a photograph usually around here of what's between the stones. Maybe it's on the table over here. Well, so I don't know what happened to the photograph. We have the top of here, and like one set of stones is stationary, another set of stones is on top. and the stones are spinning, and the grain will fall between the stones here and come out down there, and those are stone picks, and they're very old. It's a very good collection of stone picks. You guys, we're on a special tour over here.
I see it.
It's amazing, this whole structure.
You really did a nice part of, you really did this real nice though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We just did a big
This fixture or device was actually used to process kernels from corn.
And this is a very good photograph over here of the, if you stand back where I am, there's an island in the middle of the mill pond. And that's the photograph of the island, all cultivated with grapevines. You see how the island's all flat? If you walk outside right now, look at the island, it's all, trees.
Yeah.
So the trees in that island are from the early 1900s, 1890s, 1900 on. Iron against iron, you'd have a spark and fire could erupt. So, and then the grist mills, even this way though, with the wood against iron and no spark or friction, they were still known to blow up. So you never had an open flame. From 1751.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So, the grist mill was occupied by the British during the Revolutionary War.
Right, yeah.
So, anyway, the mill was such a busy place, and the mill was occupied by the British during the Revolutionary War. Sure, George Washington came here to the mill. Yeah, this mill that was operating,
Right.
in the early 1700s.
Yeah, wow.
And, we didn't go upstairs yet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And each one has a peg in it. And you could dismantle the whole building and take it apart.
So
you
just
know,
pegs,
and
wow.
put it back together again.
That's
it
what
was
you were
just
saying,
like a
yeah.
puzzle.
Wow.
And
Can you imagine no nails? Exactly. Wow.
yeah.
It's all
And,
helpful.
so why are we on the 3rd floor? Because the grist mill was like a 3-story operation. How did the grain get up here? They had these amazing cups.
Wow.
And the cups would carry the grain. They have these cups, and each one of these things has cups in it. And they carry the grain up to the grain separator.
Wow.
And it separates the cracked corn from the fine, powdery, floury grain.
Yeah.
One would come down one. Oh, is the
Those computations are from 1950s, if not earlier. I guess that's how they used to do calculations back
One
then.
second.
Yeah, over here you can see some actual notes in the mill. These, I suppose these have been here since like 1950s, 1951. Scouring machine. And so each one of these machines was sort of different grain. And this one would sort wheat. And there's a chute at the back of it. And that chute in the back would separate wheat, so it would shoot the corn stalks, not corn stalks, pardon me, wheat stalks, the wheat stalks out the window. And if you walk over to that corner, you can see the actual directions on how to operate the Eureka separating and scouring machine. You can just walk right into the corner and do the instructions.
There's actually instructions there. Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. But those instructions were original to the machine, right?
Well, yeah.
And a lot of history was discussed in this building. I mean, it was here during the Revolutionary War, so you had all the British soldiers in here, so...
And this building was actually built as a bakery back in the day. once we travel a little more down the road, there's a restaurant called Country House, which has been there since 1710. And it's a very good place to eat, especially around Christmas. They do a great job decorating. And right across the street is the Long Island Museum. So it kind of stretches on both sides of 25A, and it has a lot of interesting expositions. I haven't been there since probably like 2001, but I've heard it's grown a lot and there's a lot of interesting things. So it's definitely will be another video we're gonna make in here. And if we look across the sound, we'll see West Meadow Beach and the historic cottage that resides there. The Gamecock Cottage actually sits on the tip of the West Meadow Beach, and it could be visible from Stony Brook Village. It was built in 1876 for storage of rowboating equipment and actual rowboats, and it's been placed on the historic registry. A lot of people don't know this history, but the actual walkway on West Meadow Beach used to be a street full of houses, or I should say cottages. Most of them were actually demolished in the early 2000s, but there's still some left that were built by families from the city in the early 20th century, and I think up till 920, if I'm correct, I have to research that, they kept building those buildings, I guess cottages on the leased land. I guess this fire hydrant actually gives away that there used to be a street here. I remember coming over here in 2000, and this whole block was actually full of houses. And there were houses everywhere, and people's cars. And just imagine, I think they demolished them. They started demolishing them around 2003, 2004, and it's been quite some time at this point. But this whole area, you see how fast the actual vegetation and like the trees took over. You can't even tell there used to be a street here. And this concludes our today's adventure. Thank you so much for watching, and we're going to try and make some more videos. We're going to keep making them.